Tjena grabben! I'm just a silly autistic lad who loves Genshin Impact and cat genetics. On the Genshin Impact YouTuber Mythicals' Discord server, I asked if I could do something involving me explaining cat genetics to the rest of the server. An admin said that it would be difficult to do, but the king himself, just Mythicals, suggested I explain Kira's genetics in a YouTube video. But that's just too easy, so I'm doing the genetics of every single cat in Genshin Impact instead. Cat girls, cat men, cats. I kind of do feel like I need to explain some basic terms though, so I don't go off on a tangent of explaining as I tend to do. So, black, chocolate, and cinnamon are all black-based pelt colors. This means they're all in the bee or black locust, and the variations in color are just different ways the eumelanin, which is the black pigment, shows up on the fur. This means that the cat can exist on the pelt unless the cat is a chimera, which happens when two or more embryos roost together, but because of dominance recessive, which we'll get into soon, can actually be carried, which is having a gene but not showing it because a dominant allele is covering it. Orange cats are actually called red when it comes to genetics and are, well, red-based. The red pigment is pheomelanin, and always exists on a cat, but since eumelanin is darker, it doesn't really show unless the cat is in direct sunlight, or eumelanin literally isn't allowed on a patch or all of the fur, which is how cats appear orange. Red is sex-linked, meaning that if mom cat is orange but dad cat is black, a daughter will be a tortoiseshell, which is a combo of black-based and red-based colors. Because red is stored in the X chromosome, if a kitty has two extra chromosomes, they have the ability to have two types of colors by one of the X chromosomes having no orange and the other having yes orange. Male cats have one X chromosome, with an exception if they have Klinefelter syndrome, which is a type of intersex that makes a cat appear male but have two X chromosomes, so they're limited to only one color. Male cats can only inherit red from their mom, so their one X chromosome is. Tabby is represented by the A, or a gouty locus. A gouty means that each individual hair strand is banded or striped. Tabby cats show their true color only on their patterns. The reservoir in between the pattern is a lighter version of their true color. So yes, this cat is black. The different patterns are mackerel, which is a regular tabby pattern, classic, which have more blotchy stripes, spotted, which is spotted, and ticked, which have little to no stripes. All orange cats are tabby because the non-agouti gene just does not work wherever orange is. Inhibitor is a locus that makes a tabby cat appear silver and a non-tabby cat appear smoky. When I or anybody else says silver or smoke, they mean inhibitor. Depending on if the smoke cat is short-haired or long-haired, they will appear differently, with short-haired smokes having something called ghost stripes, while long-haired smokes do not. Dilution comes in two forms, normal and caramel. All you need to know is that normal makes the cat's color lighter. Black becomes blue or gray, chocolate becomes lilac, cinnamon becomes fawn, and red becomes cream. Caramel is like the normal version, but also makes the color slightly warmer. All of this can also happen with tabbies and torties. Color point is a form of albino. The internal body temperature of the cat affects the amount of color on a color point. A warmer color point has less color than a colder color point. Since certain parts of a cat are always warm, they will consistently be lighter. An example of a warm spot is the belly. Dominant recessive means that if one parent, for example, is long-haired and the other is short-haired, the offspring will all be short-haired because short hair is dominant to long hair, and long hair therefore needs the other parent be carrying it, which is having the gene but not showing it, or be long-haired as well for the kittens to have a chance of being long-haired. Not carrying anything in a locus is called being homozygous, while carrying something in a locus is called being heterozygous. Now on to the question marks I'm going to put within a gene or complete lack of mention of certain genes. If I talk about a completely black cat, I won't be mentioning orange because most people can understand that a black cat is not orange. Any question marks I'll add, like for example a capital B and then a question mark, just means we only know one part. Finally, at last, on to the cats. This cat named Black Cat is black. Very creative there, Hoyo. The uppercase B means the cat is black, and the uppercase L means the cat is short-haired. This cat, called Sapphire, is completely white, and therefore whatever's underneath will not be discussed. They have an uppercase L for short hair and a WD for white dominant. The grey snow cat is not grey. This looks like a lilac cat to me, which is diluted chocolate and not diluted black. Otherwise, though, it's fairly simple. The lowercase d means the cat is diluted, and since diluted is recessive, we actually do know the second part in this case. Lowercase b is the bitch's chocolate, and they also get an S for white, since this looks like mask and mantle, which is this. Mask and mantle can vary from low white to high white depending on the cat. So you could put two S's here instead of one to represent high white, but I am choosing not to because I can't tell things like white patterns. I just go with the flow. The sheriff cat is quite boring in comparison, just a plain black cat with low white. SW means low white, and they also get an uppercase B for black and an uppercase L for short hair. Sorry, I'm being very robotic with this one. It's because I This is partly like just. The northern cat, however, is so much fun, at least for me. It looks like a black silver cat, which you can tell by the stripes, and not only that, looks like a classic tabby, so my beloved silver, uppercase I, and classic, lowercase mcmc, gets to party. Kitty also looks to be mask and mantle, so they get an S. Just look at that beautiful genome. Is saying beautiful genome a little bit weird? Probably, but I don't really care. The tiger striped cat is just a red cat. Literally nothing special there. Oh, and the O is for red. I didn't put a second part because we don't know the gender of this cat. If it was a male, it would be a Y. If it was a female, it would be another O. Daylight cat is also boring. Blue cat, that's all. Sir Pouncelot, which is the cat you obtain from an event, is an orange tabby with mask and mantle. We know he's a male, so he gets a Y on the red locus to represent having XY chromosomes. Wait a damn minute. Those stripes on the body are nearly invisible. I'm taking the opportunity and making my heterozygous tick tabby. And what are you gonna do about it? Huh? Huh, little bro? Huh? Huh? Now, the catmen, or dudes with the Catstein bloodline. Draff and Olaf have identical ears, which is one of the things alongside tails we're using to determine pelt color for the cat humans. And since they don't have visible tails, I give them both two lowercase L's for long hair because I want to, and because I want someone to be a long hair because they're so pretty. They do look to be fun, so bam, B1, B1. Also, DD for dilute. Yeah. Draft.Iona, however, is way more interesting. She's black calico with no visible stripes, so I'm making her ticked, and therefore also giving it to Draft since the homozygous tick tabby has like no stripes, and that's what we want. She carries cinnamon, long hair, and dilute from her dad, but doesn't show it. XOXO, with the last O being uncapitalized, means 30, and because I said so, she's got high white, which is SS. Kirara looks to be a homozygous ticked black tabby with low white, which you can see on the tips of her ears and her tail. I do know Justin was particularly excited for Kirara, but there's not much special about her. I'm sorry. And finally, Lynette. She is the only color point. Her ears have a gradient, which happens with color point cats, so I have decided that she's a color point. She just looks like a blue Siamese point, so she gets CS for Siamese. Siamese is not actually, it is both a breed and a pattern. A lot of like genes have been named after breeds. Like, for example, curly hair genes and bobtail genes. It's been named after breeds, so there is actually a difference, but it also is technically the same. And that's Thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed making it, and I enjoyed talking about my special interests too. If you want to, you can check out my other stuff, but no pressure. Alright, have a good day. Hej då grabben!